Hey guys, so here are some more bookie recommendations that I have for you. Yeah. Now this first book is called This Girl is Different by J.J. Johnson, and I first read it about a year ago, just over. Oh, this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. It's about a girl who's very different, well, as you can tell by the title, and she completely challenges like the authority of school and the whole everything about it, and it's just brilliant. Like, it's so well written. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. This next one I don't actually have in hard copy, but I am gonna get it. It's called 13 Reasons Why. Now I'm sure most of you have heard of the TV show, however this is the book. Now I read this over 2 years ago, nearly 3 years ago I think. Now I finished watching the TV show 2 days ago, and yes, it was amazing, but I highly recommend reading the book, especially if you haven't watched the TV show yet. Watch the book, read the book first. It's set over one night, and I read the book in one night. Now that was a really weird, surreal experience, because in the book he's going like, I can't believe this, I was thinking this yesterday, and I'm sitting there thinking, I can't believe that was yesterday as well. Like, if you're gonna read it, I would highly recommend reading it over one night. It's set out in cassette tapes, like that's how the book is written. It's just brilliant. Like, it's so good. Yes, the TV show is good, but I personally think the book was better, especially because I read it first and I read it over one night, and it's set over one night, and it was tapes, and I've never seen a book as tapes before, and it was just brilliant. Like, amazing. Highly recommend it. This next book I read 3 years ago, and I only have the hard copy in Dutch, but I do have the audiobook. It's called The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzack. There, you can see it, kinda, not really. This book is amazing. It's from the perspective of death, and it's just so clever. Like, I think I made a review on another one of his books called I Am the Messenger, which was also great, but this definitely beat that. It's just amazing. Like, just read it. Read it. Now this one, I don't know if I've spoken about it before. I just got this book like 5 minutes ago, and it's so pretty because it's new and like nothing's happened to it yet, and I haven't even opened it yet, and it just makes me really happy. I read this book 2 years ago. It's by Ben Elton. It's called Time and Time Again. I haven't stopped thinking about it. It's one of those books you read it once and you just can't stop thinking about it. It just, oh my god. I'll discuss it a bit more after, but it just, oh my god. The blurb. It's the 1st of June 1914, and Hugh Stanton, ex-soldier and celebrated adventurer, is the loneliest man on earth. No one he has ever known or loved has been born yet. Perhaps now they never will be. Stanton knows that a great and terrible war is coming. A collective suicidal madness that will destroy European civilization and bring misery to millions in the century to come. He knows this because, for him, that century is already history. Somehow he must change that history. He must prevent the war. A war that will begin with a single bullet. But can a single bullet truly corrupt an entire century? And if so, could another single bullet save it? And then on the front, it says, if you had one chance to change history, where would you go? What would you do? Who would you kill? I have no words. I read it. It took me 2 weeks to get past the first like 2 or 3 chapters, and then I read it in one afternoon. This book is just, it messes with your mind. It just really, just read it. Read it. I feel like I might have discussed this book. It's called The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson, and again, you can barely see it. It's about this transgender, and I'll read the blurb to you. 2 outsiders, 2 secrets. David longs to be a girl. Leo wants to be invisible. When Leo stands up for David in a fight, an unlikely friendship forms. But things are about to get messy, because at Eden Park School, secrets have a funny habit of not staying secret for long. It's very good. It is just very good. Not as good as like Time and Time Again, but very good, and I do definitely recommend it. This next book, again, I don't have in hard copy, but it was written by Maureen Johnson. As a person who loves the idea of traveling around Europe, and someone who lived in Europe and just loves Europe, this book was like amazing. So this book, her aunt leaves Ginny 13 blue envelopes and she can only open them in order, and they've each got instructions. It's really, really good. It's a bit of a smaller book, a bit less intense than the others, but it's just such a light, happy, nice, exciting read, and it just really makes me want to follow Ginny's path around Europe. It's just really great. Highly recommend it. This last book is by Amy Tan and it's called The Kitchen God's Wife. It looks like this. Again, probably can't see it. And I'll read the blurb to you. It's a really long blurb. I don't know if you can see, but God. Okay. Pearl Louise Brant has a terrible secret which she tries desperately to keep from her mother, Winnie Louis. And Winnie has long kept her own secrets about her past and the confusing circumstances of Pearl's birth. Fate intervenes in the form of Helen Kwong, Winnie's so-called sister-in-law, who believes she is dying and must unburden herself of all falsehoods before she flies off to heaven. But unfortunately, the truth comes in many guises, depending on who is telling the tale. Thus begins a story that takes us back to Shanghai in the 1920s through World War II, and the harrowing events that lead to Winnie's arrival in America in 1949. The story is one of innocence and its loss, tragedy and survival, and, most of all, the enduring qualities of hope, love, and friendship. Tan's voice, her vivid characterization, her sly and poignant humour, and her sympathetic insights into human relationships gives us a compelling novel, both painful and sweet, suffused with hopes universal to all. So it did take me a little bit of time to get through the first couple of chapters again, but then it goes into this like flashback / someone talking about past, and it's amazing. Also because I haven't read many books set in like Asia, I guess, and so I think it was really fascinating for me because I love history, in case you couldn't tell by the books I've chosen. And for me it was really fascinating to see history in that time period, like, and in that area. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really liked the way of writing, and it did take me a bit to get past the first couple of chapters, but once I did, no regrets whatsoever. So yeah, highly recommend. So yeah, there are 7 or so, I think, books that I recommend for you guys, and I'm gonna go now because I need to edit this and I hope to get it up tonight. So yeah, bye! Oh, end screen, end screen, end screen, end screen, end screen, end screen, end screen.